This video is for anyone who has ever thought their art had one clear direction, and then looked back and realized the work had been telling a slightly different story. So I always thought that I paint cities, occasionally landscapes. And then when I looked at all my files, digital, and my sketchbooks, I realized I have quite a lot of animal paintings, sketches and drawings. Actually, my dog is pulling me, Oggy is pulling me. And that was a realization quite useful because I wanted to make a video about something different. And therefore, here is this video about animals. I saw myself mainly as a painter of cities, even abstract, whimsical cities, something that I like to do. And then suddenly I paint animals. Why? I had to figure it out. And what surprised me most is the fact that I have over 20 various sketches, paintings, finished art, which is animals. And how did I come to that? When I went through all my files, I found how many there were, and I was surprised. My dog is doing crazy noises. Then I started counting, and I realized I had more than 20 animal pieces. Not one or two, more than 20 actually. Some are finished digital paintings. Some are funny, cartoonish, whimsical experiments. Some are traditional sketches. Some began in a sketchbook and then became digitally rendered. And a few are traditional paintings or color pencil drawings. For someone who does not really think of herself as an animal painter, that is quite a lot of animals. Now, do I paint animals to relax? That's what I thought first, that it's a great break between paintings of cities and landscapes, those very meticulous, detailed, structured constructions that I like to make for myself, places that I would like to visit myself. But then I thought, I don't think I paint animals just because of that. It's not too easy. And if you want to be good and depict them exactly as you see them, it takes some skill. So I actually painted animals to practice. And I did some sketches and even painting. But it was a joyful exercise because when I paint animals, it's like a meeting that animal and trying to understand what is inside. And then the same way as I changed the colors of the cities and landscapes, I changed their colors too. Oggy is my first dog. I wanted to have dogs in the past, but it happened only now. He's going to be 13 next year, so he's still 12. And he's very alive and fun to be with and very opinionated. And he does what he wants to do, like now. He stopped me. And I love to take him for walks here in the forest because in America, where he was born, he's a Jack Russell Terrier, American one, a shorty, he only knew a desert and city. And here he has an opportunity to walk outside, to walk outside and sniff and sniff and sniff. And sometimes he sniffs something bad and then he is sick, like lately. So he changed my life because I finally got to experience an animal soul and what it's like to be loved unconditionally by a dog. That's unusual. And what it's like to take care of somebody of this kind. I don't have children, so he's like my little boy Oggy. And now he's eating something, and that will be a problem because I gave him too much time. So also I have to go for walks, and that's a great opportunity for me to have some exercise, be in nature. I don't go to the forest every day, but I like it here because that's what I used to do as a child. So Oggy is the best thing that could ever happen, and I hope he will stay with us for a long time. Looking through the work, I realized the animals arrived in different ways. Some were personal, my dog, a dog commission for a friend. I saw her first, and then I sketched her and painted her. Sketches made because I wanted to understand a certain expression or shape, and some were birds. These raven paintings have an interesting story. They were created for a collaboration I had planned with Jennifer, the Introvert in Alaska channel on YouTube. I link her channel in the description. She kindly provided the reference photos and gave me permission to paint them. Although the project didn't come together exactly as we originally envisioned, I wanted to share the finished paintings with you because I'm really proud of how they turned out. Jennifer's love for ravens provoked my interest, and I had to try to paint them, though I don't remember ever seeing a raven in a real life. And then there are the unexpected ones, or maybe expected if you like going to the zoo. A giraffe, a koala, a monkey, cheetahs, but also a tapir. Animals I did not plan as a collection, but they are animals I painted because I saw them. They were available to take photos of. They appeared at the San Diego Zoo or Safari, and I liked the photographs and I wanted to paint them. And this made me think about my work differently. Maybe my paintings are not really organized by subject. Maybe they are organized by affection. Sometimes I become attached to a city, sometimes to a landscape, sometimes to a memory, sometimes to an animal. The subject changes, but the reason is similar. Something catches my attention, something stays, something asks to be painted. That is true for a street in Prague or Brno, or a street on a Greek island. It is true for a hill in California or beach in California, and apparently it is also true for a tapir. So no, animals are not replacing my cities. They are not suddenly becoming my whole artistic identity. but they have been walking beside it for years, quietly, in sketchbooks, in Procreate files, in color pencil drawings, in experiments that I've almost forgot. And now that I see them together, I cannot really pretend they are accidental anymore. I never meant to paint animals, but I did, again and again. I still think of myself mostly as a painter of places, cities, streets, landscapes, places that carry memory. But now I know that animals belong in the story too, not as a separate direction, not as a brand new identity, more like companions. They appear when I need joy, when I need practice, when I need curiosity, when I need to remember that art does not always have to announce itself as important. Sometimes it just arrives as a dog, a raven, a cheetah, or a funny little creature I did not expect to paint. And maybe that is enough. Maybe some subjects do not take over. They simply keep showing up until we finally notice them. So maybe I am not an animal painter, but apparently I do paint animals. A lot more than I thought.